Hi guys! Oh my gosh, my hair is all over. I just walked home quickly. Alright, well, happy Tuesday and day 2 of our Eating Reset Challenge. So today I really want to focus on talking about our eating environment. And this can be kind of a broad topic, right? So when I say your eating environment, I want you to be thinking about what are you doing while you're eating, who is with you while you're eating, what type of environment are you in when you're eating, right? Are you eating and answering emails? Are you eating and watching TV that could be stressful or irritating? Like, are you watching the news? Who is around you? Are you having sort of emotionally intense conversations while you're eating? Are you sort of debriefing about your day, which may have been stressful? So what emotions are you feeling as you're eating? What is happening in your environment? What are you doing? What's truly around you as you're eating? So I have a bad example of this. Even though I'm doing a video on eating environment today, still for lunch today, I wanted to work out for a little bit during my lunch hour. So I went downstairs to the gym and ran on the treadmill for a little bit. And then when I got back up to my office, I still needed to eat, and I had a meeting coming up. So I ate really fast as I was answering emails, which is not what you want, right? I am here telling you guys not to do that. I know sometimes it can feel kind of unavoidable, but really thinking about that, right? And honestly, I've had sort of a stomach ache and been a little bit bloated for the entire afternoon. So I certainly think it's because I didn't chew that well. I ate too fast. I felt like I was in a rush. I felt stressed. I was trying to type and answer emails while I was eating. I know better than this, right? That doesn't mean we have to be perfect, right? That doesn't mean that we can never have an experience that we're like, this is just kind of how today went. But being really mindful of your eating environment. So some of the things I want you to consider are also how you prepared your food. So this is sort of from an energetic standpoint, but were you really stressed when you were preparing your food? Were you angry? Were you irritated or mad or feeling super rushed? It's something that's kind of interesting to me, but I think it goes into some of the whole environment around eating. And what's going on for you as you're preparing your meal or preparing your food. So not only while you're cooking, maybe doing some meal prep for the week, but also as you're preparing food right before you go and eat it, are you also rushing while you're preparing your food? Are you also feeling stressed, right? So thinking about the emotions that you're experiencing while you're eating, who is with you while you're eating, what you're doing. Are you driving? Are you eating on the bus or something? Are you running out the door and you're shoving food in your face as you leave? What are you doing, right? Who are you with, certainly, but also what's in your environment? Are you watching something on TV, or are you sitting quietly and eating? Are you actually tasting and smelling and appreciating all of the components of your food as you're eating? Or are you distracted and busy and rushed, right? Because the experience of eating can be very different based on what you're doing. I know I talked about this before, but I want to kind of hit this point again, that really in order to optimally digest our food, we need to be in a place of relaxation and calm. So I talked about the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system before, right? Sympathetic nervous system is that fight or flight, that really activated, I'm ready to run, I'm ready to act or escape or fight, right? That sort of fight or flight activated, my blood pressure is going up, I'm getting ready to move, that system, which can be activated when you're feeling stressed, when you're feeling rushed, when you feel like you're under a deadline. That can be the state of your body while you're eating, right? Which is not optimal for digestion, for absorption at all, right? We want to be in this place of the parasympathetic response, which is how you feel when you're relaxed. It's the sort of rest and digest, it's right in the title there, rest and digest symptom. or system, excuse me. So this is when you're feeling calm, when you're feeling peaceful, when you're feeling not particularly activated or upset about anything or stressed. You're just sort of in kind of a neutral, calm, relaxed place. If you're someone who practices meditation or any other type of like progressive muscle relaxation, or you get massages, or any other thing that relaxes you, prayer, it could be a bunch of different things, right? But whatever puts you in a state of calm and relaxation, that's the part of your nervous system that's kicking in. That's the part that we want to be activated when you're eating, when you're preparing food, when you're eating your food, right? So taking a minute to sort of slow down, take a deep breath, and relax, really, before you start eating can be really, really helpful. Even just for that 2 seconds. So even if you're just allowing yourself to meditate for a couple minutes, to just sort of notice your surroundings, to intentionally decide what your eating environment is going to be. And working on that, right? Getting practice around that. How do I want my environment to be when I'm eating? Do I want to take a couple minutes and leave my desk? Do I want to sit in a chair that's not at my desk? Do I want to eat outside? Do I want to just turn the TV off and be quiet for a few minutes? Do I want to intentionally choose what comes into my space when I'm eating, when I'm trying to enjoy a meal? There's some interesting research that I can share with you guys at some point around people who spend a lot of time eating, like sort of, maybe people who historically or as part of their ancestry spend a lot of time sharing meals together. So they prepare the food together, they eat together, and they have fun, enjoyable conversations, and it's a whole social event for eating, right? And the health outcomes of these folks are different, right? There's other factors that play a role, but their eating behaviors are different than how we eat now. There's some interesting work on that, actually, that came out of like a small town in Pennsylvania, which is interesting because I'm also from a small town in Pennsylvania. But I can try to find some of that information if anybody is interested. But think about that, right? Think about how you approach eating. Do you enjoy eating with others? Do you enjoy eating alone? How do you feel after you maybe have a big dinner with friends and everyone's laughing and joking and talking and sharing that time together? That's also bringing in a sense of community. So think about that, right? Think about how your experience of food, how your experience of eating is different. And how your body responds to the food that you're taking in at that point is different. Your digestion may be different. Your way you're assimilating nutrients may be different. So think about how interesting that is, right? That your environment, who you're sharing your meals with, how you're eating, can be really, really important for your health and really your relationship with food. So let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know where your struggles are around your eating environment. For me, it's typically breakfast and lunch. Dinner, I usually do a pretty good job around my eating environment. Lunch for me is a struggle, and breakfast tends to be a bit of a struggle. I'm usually doing both of those things at work. So there's lots of competing demands. It can be a bit of a stressful environment. So for me, those are things I'm really working on addressing and figuring out what I can do better, what I can control about that to improve it. Even if it's just me stopping for a minute, pausing and taking a breath or a couple deep breaths, doing a visualization for a minute before I'm eating, and trying to actively not do work while I'm eating. And then just sort of enjoying it for a few minutes, right? Like, will that make me more productive because I've actually paused and given myself a break and I'm not doing two things at once? So let me know where your struggles are around your eating environment. What are things that you would like to change about your eating environment that may improve your relationship with food, may improve your digestion? Let me know, right? Because we're all going to struggle with different things. So once you're watching this video, and you feel like, hey, these are some struggles that I've been having, just comment below the video and we can have a little bit of a conversation around where our particular struggles are for our eating environment. All right, have a good evening, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Okay, bye.